1, you're welcome.
Okay, we have the non-sporting group going to be coming up. Trying to see. There you go, Betty Leininger judging our non-sporting group this evening. This can't be right. Shit.
You are live.
Sorry, guys. I didn't realize that my mic was hot. My bad. And here we go. Non-sporting group coming in. This is Leininger taking a look at them going around.
Put $1 in the cuss jar.
Yes, I have put $1 in the cuss jar because I was marking my catalog to be prepared to speak to you folks. Mrs. Leininger is not going to look down the line this evening. She is just going to start with our first dog, which of course is our Pure Dog Talk friend Allison Foley with her poodle Twink, and 18, that is Champion Briarside TG All the Glitters, bred by Dr. Michael Triple and Todd and Allison Foley, and owned by the breeders. There's Twink, won the group of course last night. Sholo this evening. That seems to be impossible. Oh, there it is. Great. Whew, there's another page. It's Grand Champion Alta Del Rey, bred by Richard Janczewski, Dr. Cindy Bossart, owned by Susan DiGiorno and the breeders. Okay, the Dalmatian this evening is Grand Champion Spotlight's Double Shot of Pure Bliss, bred by Jennifer Meisch, Crystal Beam, and Meg Kalia, owned by Melody Ennis, Chris Fitzgerald, and Jennifer Meisch. Meg Kalia, of course, one of the co-breeders on this dog, well-known family of Dalmatian breeders and dog show photographers. I think that's one of the things we need to always remember about our people involved in the sport. They got involved in the sport because they were dog people and they stayed involved in it, whether it was as a photographer or as a judge, as a superintendent even. And this finished Spitz is Champion Boko Buzz. I'm sexy and I know it. Bred by Erica David, Sandy Smith, and Shantae Martinez. Owned by Erica David, that is who is showing this particular dog, Sandy Smith and Shantae Martinez. And I have to tell you, Phil's watching football and the dog show. I'm telling on him.
I'm a very good multitasker.
He's a much better multitasker than I am, clearly, because I can't.
You have to remember my day job is football and
Yes.
doing this as a favor. So
Yes. That is a cool thing for you guys to know about Blue Dog Northwest. Phil Allen, our live stream photographer, you're seeing live stream from the guy that also live streams the NFL, people. So big shout out to Phil because he's doing a lot of hard work here.
Busy weekend, but
It is a busy weekend, but he is doing it for us. And here's the Esky with Randy Benz. This is Fizz, Grand Champion Esky Blue Fuji Limited Dom Perignon. Bred by Robert Breck and Heidi Halverson. Owned by Sandy Ray and Barbara Davidoff.
So I have to wonder how many of our viewers out there were showing this morning and are home already.
Right? Okay, so
the stream.
here you go. Facebook land, answer up. Answer up. Were you here at the dog show and managed to get home in time to watch the live stream of the groups tonight? Speak up here on Facebook. Our Kaizen this evening again, Jean Hargis. This is Champion Skyline Summer Wind, Order in the Court. And this dog is bred by Susan Cullen and Kristen Cullen. Owned by the Cullens and Jean and Josh Hargis.
Tammy Fraser Bellingham had laboratories and went home.
Good job. Thanks for joining us at the groups. Tune in live right here at the dog show.
Interesting note. Doesn't Pat Trotter have these dogs?
No. Pat Trotter has Norwegian Elkhounds. Norwegian Elkhounds and Kizand are similar colors, and they're fluffy, and they're Spitz breeds with pointy ears and curly tails. The Kizand is from Holland, and it was the Dutch barge dog, and that was their job. And the Norwegian Elkhound, of course, from Norway, and they were moose hunting dogs.
And that, my dear, is why I don't do the announcing.
But you ask great questions. You're a perfect straight man, I have to tell you. Here's our friend Tiffany Skinner again with Joan. I love Joan. Grand Champion Broken Roads, Can We Talk at Prune Hill. Bred by Russell Crowe and Mara Davis Snyder. And owned by Mara.
Russell Crowe, the actor?
I think probably not Russell Crowe, the actor, but Mara Snyder Davis is probably watching, and she could answer that question for us on Facebook.
Funny story. We were out in Ellensburg about 4 or 5 years ago. Pat Trotter was judging, and she came and watched the Kentucky Derby in our RV with us between the
There you go. There you go.
What a hoot!
Yeah.
Great lady.
Pat Trotter is an amazing human. Just a really great.
Had a lot of fun with her.
Yep. Really great person. Very knowledgeable dog person. Tremendous breeder. dedicated
Very
owner
gracious
handler.
and outgoing. She was fun.
Yeah. She is charming. I just always love my times to get to sit and talk to Pat and pick her brain. Here we have Lori Fenner with Grand Champion Jogoso's Making Waves. Another repeat appearance from last night, bred by Suzanne Osaza and Lisa Sakashida, and owned by the breeders. Shiba Inu, of course, from Japan. Inu in Japanese basically is dog.
And the journey says Mama Pat knows her dogs and horses.
Yes, Mama Pat does know her dogs and her horses. So Inu, Shiba Inu, is kind of like little dog. And in Japan, the Akita is called Akita Inu, which is the big one. So Spitz type breeds, thick double coats, all that good stuff.
Pretty big deal to own a dog in Japan.
Yes, in Japan it is a very big deal to own a dog, and the Akitas particularly were statues of Akitas were given as gifts of great honor, and the Akitas were left to guard the children many times. Chow Chow, this is our friend Mike Brantley with his Chow Chow Dreamlands Drive It Like You Stole It, and this dog is bred by the handler there, Mike Brantley, and his wife Linda, owned by Layla Lovelace and Kathy Sylvia.
Totally appropriate that it's Drive It Like You Stole It since he's got a driving hat on.
Well, Mike is one of my very favorite people. He's a great guy, been at this sport a long time, very dedicated to his breed. As I mentioned before, he and Linda have been honored as Breeders of the Year for Chow Chow.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody on Facebook asked if we had the same venue, and it's beautiful every year.
We have the same exact venue. I've been coming to this dog show at this site since 1982 or 3, back before this new fancy part that we're in now was even built. And now we have a huge facility with room for agility and obedience and lots of vendors, lots of room for everybody. This is a great show venue.
Great spectator show too.
Yep, ton of public come in and really try and see the dogs. And our friend Mr. Bill McFadden with Flynn the Bichon, Grand Champion Bell Creek's All I Care About Is Love, bred by L. Van Kuren and G. Blue and Lori Carlton and Larry Lecce, owned by the Odettes and the breeders. Flynn, of course, the #1 non-sporting dog in the country last year. And for those of you who are Pure Dog Talk devotees, you will remember a couple different interviews that we've done, both with Mr. Bill. He and Taffy were some of our first interview guests over a year ago, and also with Lori Carlton, the breeder of Flynn.
Fantastic people. Talk about champions for the sport, juniors, and just fantastic people.
Yeah, the McFaddens have always been great competitors, and Taffy comes from a dog family, and Bill showed them juniors here in the Northwest, and though they live in Northern California, Taffy's from Canada, Bill's from, I think, Eugene, so this is home turf for these guys.
Good people.
They are
very
some
professional.
Yep, some of my favorite. And our Lhasa Apso this evening. It's Grand Champion Bodnath Jigme. bred by Elaine King and owned by Raul and Cassandra De La Rosa. I was a little bit worried when I did my bookmarking that I had gotten a number wrong, so.
They used to televise this show.
Yes, many years ago. I actually was a number of times on the Animal Planet show when I was showing dogs here, and the one year got a group 2 on TV night. On TV night. And the funny part of the story is that my Clumber Spaniel, so think big, hairy white dog, had gotten a hold of a piece of bait that he was allergic to right before the group ring and had blowout explosive green potty all over himself and his dog crate about an hour and a half before the group. And so my mother and my assistant and I spent the entire frantic, hysterical time trying to get him clean and dry in time for that group 2 on TV night. I spent the entire time in the ring praying that we didn't have a repeat. Yes. Our miniature poodle this evening is Grand Champion Tanzan Tagzi, the Legion of Boom. I'm going to say, I know for a fact, this is Candy Hume. This is a Seattle dog, bred by Candy Hume and Tim Gezzi, owned by the breeders. This is Candy showing the dog. Very successful breeder owner handlers in miniature poodles.
So several people have said that they appreciate us doing this, and we should definitely mention that they should go to their clubs and ask us.
Absolutely.
We can only go where we're invited.
Absolutely. Phil makes a really great point. I don't know if you're catching everything on the mic, but for all you out there that love this is the very first time we've ever done this. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants here, so bear with us when we have the accidental moments. But if you like this and you want to see it done, you are welcome to contact either Pure Dog Talk or Blue Dog Northwest, and we can, if your clubs will invite us, we will see what we can do to fit it in the schedule. Of course, Phil tells me he's going to, what, North Korea for the Olympics, or South Korea for the Olympics, or somewhere for the Olympics.
A little bit.
That's going to be kind of crazy. Here's our Laotian, and I do believe this is another repeat from last night. Absolutely. The Laotian is, Champion Madrigal Khazar, When Doves Cry, bred by Laura Morrison and Jeanette Swindler, and owned by the breeders.
Somebody asked if they said they would love if we did nationals.
We would be happy to do nationals. Once again, it's all about who's willing to buy us a plane ticket, dude. All right, the Coton this evening. It's kind of an interesting breed, again, relatively new. This is Champion Sugar Bay's Kate Blanchette, bred by Beverly Kohler and owned by Beverly Kohler, and gonna be willing to bet that's Beverly Kohler showing. Yes, absolutely. Anybody knows different? Speak up, but that's what I'm gonna run with until proven wrong.
I just find it impressive. I have a lot of my wife is an owner handler, and started on. I gotta tell you that I always am appreciative of long-coated breeds that are owner handlers.
Yes, owner handlers. Yes, owner handlers putting some work into the coated breeds, these drop-coated breeds. That's a lot of work that these people, they've got day jobs, they got lives, and that is a whole lot of work. I can guarantee you that goes into keeping up a Coton. Yeah, and I know for a fact, this is another one. Grand Champion, the Frenchie this evening, Grand Champion, Padlock's Ruben Sand, bred by Karen Orlando, Ali Orlando, and Pat Gonzalez, owned by Pat Gonzalez. And I suspect this is Pat Gonzalez showing this dog. And again, huge, huge competition in Frenchies this weekend. I can't even count as high as the number of champions entered. So we're looking at an owner handler who was winning in very, very deep competition.
Can we live the garden? Unfortunately, no.
No.
It's an exclusive the club has with the broadcaster.
That is not something that we are able to do at the snow. Sorry, guys. Boston Terrier this evening, presented by Monica Lamontagne. This is an open bitch, actually, again, in a huge entry of Boston. Absolutely enormous. Top dogs. And this is Sherdy's Mona Lisa. And she was in the open 15 and over class. Interesting note about Boston Terriers that I didn't know until I showed a few. The classes are divided, and they're divided by weight. Over 15, right? Over 15 pounds and under 15 pounds. Absolute truth. Absolute truth. I didn't know.
Is there a scale on it?
And they can have a scale called on them. Absolutely, if they're entered in the wrong class.
That's impressive. I did not know that.
Yeah, I showed a few Bostons, and I didn't know it until I was in the ring. So, here you go, little tiny tidbit. Fancy marked dog. Boston Terriers, of course, are an American original. Bulldog this evening. Another different dog for tonight. This is a Grand Champion Showbiz Grable's new girl in town. Little female, bred by Joan Fisher and Kay Gray and Ann Heyer, and owned by Kay Gray and Joan Fisher and maybe Kay, Bill, and Amy Gray. It looks like it's a big family affair on this dog. And definitely a dog that's being owner handled. So all you owner handlers out there, take a look around. There's a big group full of owner handlers right here doing a great job with their dogs. Okay, so that's the end of our non-sporting competition. Mrs. Leininger taking a look at the Bulldog. Bulldogs, of course, we don't ask them to be real fancy show dogs. They're bulldogs, and they have to have their own little personality. Take a look around here, see what she thinks of her lineup. Guys, when you're handling your dog and you're in the group ring, this is a time. You got to pay attention. You got to be on your mark. Have your dog ready. Make a little eye contact with the judge. Perhaps just a little bit of a glance from the side of your eye while you're concentrating on your dog so that you can make a point. See, this is a good one. Have faith and confidence in your dog. It comes through right down the leash.
Or the one time your dog decides to humble you and do exactly the opposite that you like when the judge is looking.
Well, that happens to the best of us, Phil.
Yeah.
They are dogs, not machines, and they will, like our little Laotian having a fun time here, they will keep us humble. Mm-hmm. Taking a good, careful look at silhouettes and expressions.
like she may just go straight to her selection.
Hard to say. She's definitely not shorting anybody their time. Definitely feel like you've had your dog looked at. Okay, here comes Twink, our Dalmatian, our Esky. Bichon and the Chow. And owner handled, Frenchie and Bulldog. Making the cut in a huge, huge group of dogs. Frenchie, and last one around, the Bulldog. Always a favorite with the crowd. Bulldog people are notoriously good at supporting each other, sticking around at the group to cheer each other on. She definitely is thinking hard about what she wants to do here. There she goes, Allison with the Twink and Bill with Flynn. Two very tough contenders. Randy and Fizz and our Dalmatian. There you have it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Standard Poodle, Bichon, American Eskimo, and Dalmatian.